Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the national anthem. Welcome to Sunny Crestfield, home of the Syracuse Strong, for tonight's matchup between the visiting Watertown Red and Black and your home team, Syracuse Strong.
Well, welcome to Syracuse, New York, where we're at Henninger High School, Sunnycrest Park, where the Watertown Red and Black will take on the Syracuse Strong here, as I said, at Henninger High School. Actually, a really solid, beautiful facility down here, and really the heart of East Syracuse. And the Red and Black looking to avenge their first loss in over 2 years. A couple of weeks ago, came to this Syracuse Strong team. Game that got out of hand a little bit late. 31-9 was the final score there in Watertown at George Ashcraft Field, the first meeting of these two teams. And again, they'll square off tonight in Syracuse. This is last year's defending Gridiron Developmental Football League champion, the Syracuse Strong. It's no simple opponent, no simple task for the Red and Black to try to take them on and win tonight. But this is a Red and Black team that's bounced back extremely well from that loss against Syracuse with a 50-0 win against the Charlotte Colonials, and then a 62-22 win against the New York Falcons out of Buffalo. Watertown will kick off to start action here. And we had some rain earlier, and it looks, hopefully, I won't even say it, but the weather right now is very nice. Balmy evening here in Syracuse, East Syracuse, Henninger High School, where the Watertown Red and Black gets set to face off with the Syracuse Strong, the only team to beat Watertown in the last couple of years. And the Strong will return the kick to start the action tonight. Watertown Red and Black football brought to you, as always, by NBC Watertown and Steve Weed Productions. My name is Connor Lalone. We're thrilled that you could join us for Red and Black football. And Eric Byler will kick off to start the action tonight. Didn't get a chance to see Byler too much last weekend. That's a pretty good kick to start action here. It's going to be fielded right at about the 25-yard line. Skipping all the way to this near sideline before being brought down is the kick returner. And that was Marcia Rufus on the return. And looks like he's going to be downed just shy of the 35-yard line. There is a flag out on the field. Wait to see if we can figure out what the flag was thrown for. It came out pretty late, and it actually looks like it's going to be a personal foul against the Strong, the receiving team. And so with just 9 seconds off the clock in tonight's game, we've already got a first flag and our first official huddle and discussion. But the signal initially came out that it was a personal foul against the Strong. So that'll back them up from where Rufus had returned the kick. He picked that one up pretty much right at the 15 and was just shy of the 35 on the kick return, but the ball's going to be marched back after the personal foul. And so the Syracuse Strong will start their first possession of the night at what looks like the 14-yard line. Correct me, that's the 19-yard line. And so that's where the Strong will start things off tonight. Couple of men in the backfield. Looks like Buckman in at quarterback, and here he is looking to throw out to that near side. That one looked like it was going to be brought in, but it actually falls incomplete. Pass intended for Laquan Rose. And it'll be 2nd and 10 after the incompletion from Buckman. The clock stops with 14 minutes and 45 seconds left here in the first quarter. And already the red and black looking to get a big defensive stop early. And already we've also, looks like we might have a player down. It was the intended receiver on that play, Laquan Rouse, who's come up a little bit gingerly behind the play. And it looks like Buckman, the quarterback, is signaling for a timeout towards his bench. He's looking over here to this near sideline, the Syracuse Strong bench, and wanted a timeout. And the injured player, Laquan Rouse, is going to come off to this near sideline. The clock is running now, which I'm not exactly certain why the clock would be running after an incomplete pass. Nevertheless, down to about 14 and a half here in the first quarter. Buckman under center. He's got two receivers either side. And handoff right up the middle is destined to pick up maybe a yard. Watertown red and black got to the line quickly and made the stop. And now Josh Lear looks like he's come up a little bit lame after that play, making the tackle there. Should mention it rained pretty heavily before the game started, and always a concern no matter what the playing surface is. But certainly when the game takes place on a turf field like this, any sort of dampness or moisture can be a real pain to deal with, just in terms of causing the turf to be really slick. And turf doesn't give the same way grass does, so easy to catch a spike and twist something very easily. Buckman back to pass, scrambling around and rolling out to his left, pointing downfield. Flag comes out in the backfield, and the pass is going to be incomplete.
Flag on the play.
And a flag did come out, and it's going to be a holding against the offense. So a flag as Buckman was scrambling around in the backfield, and it's an offensive holding against the Strong. Looks like Watertown may have declined that play to force a 4th down and 10.
Penalty is declined, 4th and 10.
And so the official announcement there as well is that the penalty was declined. Steve looked over here in agreement when I said that, so always reassuring. And so the penalty is declined, forcing a 4th down and 10 situation. So 3 and out for the Strong to start the evening, and they'll be forced to punt here. Back to punt is, I believe that's Amos Woodrum. The punt is blocked and picked up
Kick is
inside the 25-yard line.
recovered by number 24.
It was Janaz Graves who actually fell on that one for the red and black, so the block punt. And the red and black are going to be in some really good field position to start the game. Take another look at it here. I believe that's Amos Woodrum. The punt is blocked. Got to that punt really quickly. It wasn't like there was anything that Syracuse could have done differently or better. That was a good snap and a clean hold from the punter. And Watertown just got there. And it was a really loud slap as the punt was blocked and then recovered by Janaz Graves. And so it'll be 1st and 10 for Watertown as they start their first offensive possession. And the ball's on the 28-yard line. Williams in at quarterback. He's got Jamal Finkley right to his left, and it's handed off to Fink up the middle. Diving forward, Finkley picks up a couple of yards on the handoff play right up the gut. And looks like it's going to be maybe a yard and a half. It'll be 2nd down and about 8 or 9 for the red and black. Again, in really good field position after the blocked punt. The red and black wearing their away
1 yard gain.
white uniforms with the black pants. And the strong wearing all red, which is something we've seen Watertown wear before as well. But red and black electing to wear the white tops on the road. Finkley now will roll out to the right side. Williams looking at this near side. Short pass is caught by Todd. And maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Zach Todd on the short screen play. Actually looks like they're going to mark him down inside the 20-yard line. Looks like pretty much right at the 19. So a gain of a couple of yards that time on the screen to Zach Todd.
3rd yard gain. 3rd and 6, Watertown.
And it'll be 3rd down and about 6 to pick up for the red and black. Already inside the red zone. They started there after the blocked punt. Williams with Finkley right to his right. Going to take it right up the middle. Williams tried to keep it himself. Had a little bit of a gap, but not as much space as he thought, and he was brought down pretty quickly. Tackle made by Cameron Jackson for the Syracuse Strong.
52, 4th and 8, Watertown.
And so 4th down for Watertown. They're going to send Eric Byler out for an early field goal attempt. So the red and black will look to get on the board here first after forcing the Strong to go 3 and out on their first possession of the game after the opening kickoff. And then Watertown went 3 and out themselves in the goal line, and so it'll be Eric Byler who's tasked with a field goal. Snapping a good hold, and Byler's field goal attempt looks pretty good. Off the post and went through the upright. So Eric Byler off the left upright and then found its way through. And Watertown is on the board first here tonight. It's 3-0 after the Eric Byler field goal. And the red and black take an early lead over the Syracuse Strong here on the road on the Eric Byler field goal. Again, just really good field position for the red and black as they blocked the punt. Aided on that first offensive possession for Syracuse, the couple of flags. First, the personal foul on the kick return, and then the offensive holding really backed them up, put them in a tough position. And the holding on 3rd down, Watertown declined, forcing a 4th down, which then led to the punt, which was blocked. Watertown unable to get anything really going on offense, but marched the ball forward just enough for Byler to have that field goal attempt, which he rang off the left upright and in. And the red and black lead 3-0. Eric Byler now to kick off after converting on the field goal. And so the red and black with an early lead here at Sunnycrest Park in East Syracuse. Byler's kick again pretty solid. It's going to bounce once and then picked up right at the 21-yard line. And a big tackle made there by Rudy Vincent on the kick return. And so the Syracuse Strong will take over after an 18-yard return on the kickoff. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. So the red and black defense looking to stay staunch again. They were really solid again on that first possession of the game where the Syracuse Strong were unable to get anything going offensively. They'll step to the line now with two receivers here on the near side. Looks like Sultani Campbell and Aaron Smith. Two receivers on the far side as well for the quarterback, Buckman. Buckman, low snap, handed off right up the middle. Getting out to this near side is Rufus, and he's going to be brought down by a couple of different players. Justin Kuhn involved, and I believe Maleke Battle as well. But a solid gain on the handoff to Rufus up the middle. Looked like he picked up enough for the first down. So a gain of just about 10 on the running play up the middle for Marcia Rufus. And that'll move the chains for the Strong. So able to do in one play what they were unable to do in three on the last offensive possession, pick up a first down. And it's the first down of the game for either team here early in the first quarter. Again, handed off to Rufus. He's going to think twice about going up the middle. And flag comes out in the backfield as Rufus just able to get back to the line of scrimmage. And a Watertown Red and Black sidelines really pumped up about something that happened on that last play. I think it was just the fact that Jeremy Maisha was able to get involved and make a play there, stopping Rufus from gaining anything. There was a flag on the play, and it looks like it's going to be an offensive holding again. So twice now the Strong have been called for holding. And it'll be first down and 20. Ball's going to be spotted at the 38-yard line on first down and 20 after the holding. Buckman handles the snap. Quick pass over the middle is incomplete. In and out of the hands, able to break it up there was Jonathan Williams.
Pass incomplete, second down.
It'll be second down and 10 after the incompletion. Pass was intended for number 3, who I actually don't have listed on the Strong's roster. But just the defensive awareness from Jonathan Williams, something we've seen from him all year. He's already got 2 or 3 interceptions on the season. Steve signaling 3. And he had a whole host of them last year as well. But he's already talked about wanting to lead the league in interceptions. But plays like that are just as important too. Lear diving in, but Buckman able to sneak away and then brought down by a combination of Jeremy Maisha and Jonathan Fisher. And it's going to be another loss, as Buckman had nowhere to go. It looked for a second like Josh Lear was going to be able to wrap him up.
Tackle for a loss.
But instead it was Jeremy Maisha and Jonathan Fisher who got there to land the finishing blow on the quarterback Buckman. And it's third down and very long. Ball is pretty much right at the 35-yard line for the Syracuse Strong. Are taking their time here in this huddle, really talking things over. 8 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. And the sun just starting to peek through the clouds a little bit there, directly across from us. Might have to break out the sunglasses again. 4 receivers in the set again for Buckman, and it looks like Rufus to his left, looking to pass on third and very long. Short pass is bobbled and then incomplete. Good coverage by Corey Smith. Forces the incompletion, and it'll be fourth down and extremely long for the Syracuse Strong. And again, they'll be forced to send out the punt team. So they picked up a first down on the first play of that offensive possession and then stalled there. And it's fourth down, which will bring out the punt team. And all of a sudden the sun, like I said, really, really out now. Low snap. And that one is away. Looks pretty good, and it's going to be brought in. And a huge hit laid there after Vanquez Adams Jr. brought that one in. He let it bounce first and then picked it up there after one hop, and Adams really didn't have anywhere to go and was brought down pretty quickly. But Watertown forcing another punt for the Syracuse Strong. The defenses look good early. They lead 3-0 after an Eric Byler field goal that hit the left upright and bounced in. And so the Red and Black with another chance here on offense. A couple of receivers either side for the quarterback, Jason Williams. Finkley now will roll out to this near side, and it's a screen pass for Finkley, who brings it in and then skips forward, skips past a couple of tackles, and actually picks up 6 or 7 yards. Jamal Finkley on the screen pass. He lined up initially right behind Williams and then snuck his way out to this near side, and Williams hit him with a short screen pass. And then Fink did a really good job, skip past a couple of tackles, pick up what looks like about 7 yards. 7 minutes and 20 seconds left now here in the first quarter. Williams, again, 4 receivers in the set. It's Todd and Quior on this near side. Williams scrambling up the middle, going to sneak all the way to this near side, and is brought down pretty close to the first down yardage. And they're going to give him the first down, so the chains will move on the quarterback scramble right up the middle. Williams picking up about 4 yards, which is enough to pick up the first down of the game for the Red and Black, and it'll be first down and 10 with a ball on the 41-yard line. Finkley again in the backfield. Quior and Todd on this near side. Finkley's going to roll out to the right, and Williams looking that way. Instead, it goes over the middle, pass complete to Jalen Dugan. And a gain of pretty close to 5 or 6 yards. It'll be second and short. 6 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock now in the first quarter.
Pass complete for 6 yards.
On what has all of a sudden become a really gorgeous evening here in East Syracuse, as the sun able to peek out through the clouds directly across from us. Williams with Finkley in the backfield. And handed off to Fink, who finds his way out to the right side of that offensive line. Still going is Finkley. And it looked like pretty much took the entire Syracuse defensive line to stop him. Not sure he really picked too much up on the handoff, though, up the middle to Jamal Finkley.
No gain on the play.
And so no gain on the handoff play to Jamal Finkley. It'll be third down and about 4 to pick up with 5 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the first quarter. And looks like we're going to have a timeout. And it is a timeout called by Syracuse, which gives me a chance to tell you about our sponsors for Watertown Red and Black Football, brought to you by NBC Watertown and Steve Weed Productions. Watertown Red and Black Football brought to you by Governor Savings and Loan,
Timeout, Syracuse.
who has 5 locations in the North Country. Governor Savings and Loan is your hometown bank. Samaritan Medical Center is part of the community, but Samaritan Medical Center is also now hiring. Stanley Law and Joe Stanley gets the maximum award. Stanley Law, nice but tough. Allen's Liquors and Wines has the largest selection of New York State wine and is the oldest running liquor and wine store in the North Country. And Colello Air Technologies, a group of certified professionals that can improve and will improve the air quality in your home. So a huge thank you to all of our sponsors, and we'll get to the rest of them later, I'm certain, as Watertown steps to the line here on third down. It'll be Third down and about 4. Williams looking to pass, stepping up, spinning around, and Williams is going to be brought down well short of the line of scrimmage on third down. Just nowhere to go that time. He was looking way down the field, didn't really have anybody, but also not a lot of time for the play to develop there. And so Williams tackled for a loss, brings up fourth down, and Watertown will bring out, I believe, the punt team. Looks like Finkley's still out there on the field, though, so interesting to see how they line up. It does look like Elijah Howard is back to punt. And it is Howard back to punt. So Watertown will kick the ball away here on fourth down with a 3-point lead. Under 4.5 to go here in the first quarter. And it looks like some confusion about who needs to line up where for the red and black. But they do get lined up. Good snap. And Howard's punt gets away. It's a really solid punt. It might even bounce into the end zone. It's going to be picked up just short, pretty much right at the 1-yard line. And then wrapped up getting over the 10 on the punt return. So pickup of about 11 on the kick return for the Strong. But again, Watertown with a chance to hold Syracuse in a really difficult position on the field. And the Strong will look to break out down by their own end zone again. 3 minutes and 53 seconds left on the clock. Reminder that Watertown Red and Black football is brought to you by Burville Power Equipment. Your TYM dealer is also your one-stop shop for sales, parts, and service. And Kinney Drugs, your local pharmacy. Kinney's right in your community. Syracuse will step to the line here. Ball's going to be right on the 11-yard line, looks like. And it'll be first down for them there after the Elijah Howard punt was fielded pretty much right at the goal line. Buckman right under center. He's going to hand this one off. And getting all the way to that far sideline and then some, picking up the first down yardage on the handoff. Looked like Dwayne Gordon. Flash, they called him last time we saw Syracuse. And Gordon was a real tough task for the red and black defense the last time we saw them. Flash Gordon, 39 years old and still just absolutely electric. And like I said, the last time we saw Syracuse back at Ashcraft Field in Watertown, the red and black had pretty much no answer for him defensively. And Gordon looked pretty electric again on that play, picked up the first down. It'll be first down and 10. Handed off again, and up the middle, still fighting forward is Gordon. And diving past the tackle to pick up significant yardage again. And the Watertown defense, again, looks like they might struggle to contain Dwayne Flash Gordon. Gain of about 7 yards that time. Maybe just shy of 7 yards. And so it'll be second down and short for the Strong. 2 men in the backfield, almost an I formation for Buckman, who's got one receiver either side. This one handed off again and still fighting forward. Handoff that time was to number 15, Amos Woodrum. And he picked up enough for the first down as we're under 2.5 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. And the chains move again. Handoff up the middle for Woodrum. And Syracuse Strong looking to answer back after Watertown got on the board first. An Eric Byler field goal to hit the upright is how Watertown scored their 3 points. Buckman again right under center. And that one handed off, spinning around and going to be tackled for a loss, looks like. Again, that was handed off to Woodrum up the middle, and he had nowhere to go. Watertown prepared for the run that time. And so it'll be second down and about 12. Clock running now down to about 1 minute and 20 seconds left here in the first quarter of play between the Watertown Red and Black and the Syracuse Strong here in Sunnycrest Park at Henninger High School. And it is Sunnycrest Park. All of a sudden, it was raining pretty good. We had to cover pretty much everything up. Camera under umbrellas, plastic wrap around the cameras, and all of a sudden it's completely different outside. Pass to the near side is caught, reeled in, and then stumbling. And going to be short of the first down, but a completion out to that far sideline will pick up close to 10 yards as the Strong had backed up a couple after the loss on the handoff play to Woodrum. And so under 1 minute to go here in the first quarter. It's 3rd down and about 2 for the Syracuse Strong. Watertown's defense has looked really solid so far tonight here in the first quarter. But we know from experience the last time we saw Syracuse, their offense is capable of being very dangerous, especially if they can get it into the hands of Flash Dwayne Gordon. This one pitched out to this near side and fighting forward and still going, spinning out to this near sideline on the pitch play. That was Ishmael Allen who got all the way to this near sideline. He's going to be really close to the first down yardage. And it looks like they're going to give it to him as the chains move on that far sideline. And the clock will run. It looks like they're going to say Allen stayed in bounds. And I believe Syracuse is just going to let the clock run out here in the first quarter, and they do. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, it's the Watertown Red and Black leading 3-0 over the Syracuse Strong here on the road. It's a field goal for Eric Byler, and we're going to step aside at the end of the first quarter.
Lots of things can make your engine light come on, besides your engine. A loose gas cap, a failed catalytic converter, even your transmission.
At AMCO, we know how to diagnose and fix a problem no matter what it is.
What makes your car's engine light come on can be confusing. Fortunately, where to take it isn't. That's AMCO. AA MCO.
Allen's Liquors and Wines, easy on, easy off, exit 48 off I-81, the oldest locally owned running liquor store in town. With over 30 years in the community, a large selection of New York State wines, New York State distilled products, it's a must you pop in and browse our superior selection of liquor and wine products, competitive prices, frequent sales, specials. You always will get a great deal at Allen's Liquors and Wines. Open late until 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday for your convenience, Sunday to noon to 8 p.m. Pop in!
So welcome back to Sunnycrest Park here in East Syracuse as the Red and Black lead 3-0 over the Syracuse Strong. Eric Byler field goal converted off the upright. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Strong as we start the second quarter of play. Picked up enough yardage to move the chains with the last play of the first quarter on the pitch play to Ishmael Allen. And so it'll be 1st down. Ball is at the 47-yard line. Quarterback Buckman right under center. He's got 2 receivers, one either side. Handed off up the middle, though, and still spinning, still fighting forward is Allen. And he's going to be brought down just over the 45-yard line. Gain of about 8 that time on the handoff to Allen right up the gut. Well, the Watertown defense has looked good so far, but they have seemed maybe a little bit susceptible to that type of play that we just saw, a handoff up the middle. The running game is one of the ways we really saw Syracuse hurt Watertown a couple of weeks ago. In that game, Syracuse winning 31-9. It was Watertown's first loss in over 2 years. And we'll see if they keep the ball on the ground. That's pretty much been their entire offensive game plan so far. Again, right under center, Buckman, and fakes the handoff, looking to pass. Good pressure from Lear. Buckman scrambling out to this near side and unable to get past Corey Smith, who was there in coverage. And it's going to be a loss of a couple of yards as the quarterback Buckman was looking to scramble out to this near side, trying to make something happen. Looked downfield, didn't really like any of his options, and kept the ball himself. Lear was bearing down on him from behind, and Corey Smith was there to wrap him up. So loss of a couple. It'll be third down and about 5. 13 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the second quarter of play. Long huddle for the Syracuse Strong. And they break now and step to the line. One receiver again either side. And one man in the backfield. It's Allen again with the quarterback Buckman. Right under center again. And looking to pass, scrambling out to his right side. Josh Lear with the pressure, and Lear's going to wrap him up for a sack. And a huge loss on third down. It'll be fourth down and about 13 or 14. Get a look at it on the sack for Josh Lear, was the first man involved and able to bring down the quarterback Buckman for a really significant loss. It'll be fourth down with the ball on the 42-yard line. And back to punt are the Strong. Good snap, and the punt is away. Down to return is Keegan Cuellar. Picks it up right at the 20-yard line. Cuellar gets a good block, and fighting past the 25. Looks like he's going to be brought down at about the 26 is Keegan Cuellar on the punt return, but a good punt for Aaron Smith of the Syracuse Strong. And Watertown will take over at what looks like the 25 or 26-yard line. Reminder that Watertown Red and Black football is brought to you by Amco Transmissions. Amco Transmissions, locally owned and operated. But more than just transmissions, they know how to diagnose and fix the problem no matter what it is. So a huge thank you to Amco. And Watertown will step to the line now with just under 12 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Williams, two receivers either side. Quick pass to this near side is caught, and the ball comes loose, and Watertown fell on it quickly. Well, the pass was caught by Dugan on this near side and then came loose, and it looked like it was Nathan O'Quinn who was there to pounce on it, fortunately for Watertown. It is a loss of about 5 yards on the completion and then the fumble. So second down at about 15 for the Red and Black after the fumble. Chris Furr going to be all by himself on this near side, and 4 receivers on that far side, including Jamal Finkley. It's Keegan Cuellar, though, on the far side, complete, and then diving forward, picks up maybe a couple of yards diving back forward to about the original line of scrimmage. And so it'll be third down and 10 from there. Maybe closer to 9 as they're generous on the spot for Keegan Cuellar after the reception. So third down and 9 for the Red and Black, who have looked to pass twice now here in this possession of the football. Williams probably looking to pass again here on third and long. Finkley rolls out to the near side. Williams looking down that far side. Has Cuellar deflected and incomplete. And a flag comes out late. There was some contact there between Cuellar and Patrick Twom, but I didn't think there was really too much in it. Twom kind of looked like he made more of that contact than there really was, but Cuellar, I believe, is going to get flagged for it. Wait to see the officials talking things over at the 35-yard line. Flag came out pretty much right at the 50. And it's going to be against Watertown, so it is going to be Keegan Cuellar whistled for an unsportsmanlike conduct after that play. Again, there was contact between Cuellar and Twoom, but it didn't look like it was really significant. Regardless, they're going to say that Keegan kind of shoved out a little bit, and so the ball should be marched backwards. We'll wait to see. So far, the chain gang on the far sideline hasn't moved yet, but it's going to be a third down for Watertown, assuming Syracuse doesn't decline the penalty. And so they are going to march the ball back now, it looks like. And it'll be all the way back inside the 15, looks like right at the 14-yard line, after the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Keegan Cuellar. And it'll be fourth down for the red and black from there. Well, the red and black look like they're going to be forced to punt out of their own end zone. Here comes Elijah Howard. And it looks like he might actually line up just short of the end zone. Pretty much right on the goal line is where Howard will line up to receive the snap with 10 minutes and 23 seconds left on the clock. Watertown, again, looks like they're struggling maybe with personnel a little bit on the punt formation. Joining the field pretty late there was Graves, who came out to this near side. Low snap handled by Howard and just got it off, but not very long. And favorable bounce for the Strong. They're actually going to pick it up and try to return it on this near side. Jeff McDuffie was the player who picked it up. And a solid return after an okay punt for Elijah Howard. Pretty tough to expect too much out of your punter when he's on his own goal line, and then the snap itself was a little bit low, and absolutely crucial that Howard dug it out the way he did and got it away. So that's where the Syracuse Strong will take over possession of the ball. It's at the 24-yard line. And the Strong offense looking to get on the board here with 10 minutes and 11 seconds left here in the second quarter. Two men in the backfield. It's Woodrum and Allen. And Buckman, the quarterback, right under center. Gets the snap, handed off. Allen. Helmet comes off. It was actually the helmet of Corey Smith for Watertown. Lost his helmet after being involved in the tackle there. But it's a gain of about 4 yards on the handoff to Allen right up the middle. Second down and 6. Ball on the 21 as the Strong step to the line. Again, Allen in the backfield, as well as Amos Woodrum as options for the quarterback, Buckman. One receiver either side as well. This is a Strong offense, as I said, has kept the ball on the ground mostly this game. And that one, again, handed off up the middle to Allen. And he's going to get back maybe to the line of scrimmage. Loss of maybe half a yard on the handoff up the middle to Ishmael Allen. So third down and about 7 with 9 minutes to go in the first half. Watertown leading 3-0 here in East Syracuse at Henninger High School. And the red and black looking to hold the Strong offense here. It's third down and about 7 to go. Flash Gordon is out there in the backfield with Rufus. And Buckman, as usual, right under center. Buckman pitches out to this near side. Rufus, and looked like he stepped out of bounds. Right, pretty much right at the 16-yard line. So just short of the first down. That'll bring up 4th down and about 2. After the pitch play to Marsha Rufus on this near side. Gordon was blocking for him. And it looks, at least for the time being, as though the strong offense is going to stay out there on the field. On 4th down and short. Long huddle as they talk things over in a big spot here on 4th down. It's Gordon and Rufus again in the backfield as the options for the quarterback Buckman, as Syracuse is going for it on 4th down and about 2. Handed off. Rufus scrambling back to this near side. Rufus, and he's going to be stopped short. And so a big stop for the red and black defense. They're going to force Syracuse to turn the ball over on downs. And that's a big decision for the Strong to go for it there on 4th down and about 2 yards in a situation where would have been a really pretty easy field goal. And instead the offense out on the field comes up short, turns the ball over, and the red and black with a huge defensive stop on 4th down will keep Syracuse off the board for now. As the teams get ready to switch sides, I'll give you a word from some of our sponsors. Governor Savings and Loan has 5 locations in the North Country. Governor Savings and Loan is your hometown bank. And Samaritan Medical Center is part of the community. They're now hiring. And the Watertown Red and Black offense is now on the field. Williams looking to pass. Over the middle and thrown to absolutely nobody in particular. It's kind of vaguely in the direction of Jalen Dugan, but it falls in incomplete. And the clock will stop quickly. 7 minutes and 26 seconds left on the clock. 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion from Williams. Watertown back to the line now, but that's a really huge play early in this first half of, well, halfway through the first half of football. Syracuse Strong going for it on 4th down, down inside the red zone, and the red and black defense able to hold them there, forcing a turnover on downs and keeping the Strong off the board, at least for now. Williams short screen pass to Quior and incomplete. Really solid coverage that time for the Strong. And Quior had absolutely nowhere to go. Coverage by Jeremy Cathy, who was there as soon as Quior tried to make a play on the ball. Cathy wrapped him up, played a good hit, and the ball came loose, fell incomplete. So again, the clock stops after a second incompletion in a row for the red and black. It's 3rd down and 10. Chris Furr and Jalen Dugan are the receivers on this near side. Looks like Todd and Quior on the far side with Finkley in the backfield for the quarterback Williams. Here he is looking out to this near side. Way down the field intended for Chris Furr. Furr reels it in and then steps out of bounds, but a huge gain for Chris Furr on the reception. Get a look at it here. Replay brought to you by NBC Watertown and Steve Weed Productions as Watertown moves way down the field. Williams with all the arm strength finds Chris Furr, who got past his man, reeled it in, stayed in bounds, and then was forced out. But a huge gain on the completion to Chris Furr down this near sideline. And how many times have we seen that this year and specifically last year? Chris Furr likes to operate on the right side of the field and has speed to get in behind. And once he did, it was just a matter of securing the really solid throw thrown right into the path of Furr by Jason Williams, who I said has all the arm strength in the world. Williams again looking to pass. Going to scramble out to that near side and then reeled in by Todd just short of the first down. Spun around as Todd. And his forward progress is going to be stopped. Bit of a late kind of hit thrown there after the whistle had already gone a couple of times. Doesn't look like any flags, though. But the red and black sideline is not exactly thrilled after Todd's forward progress was almost certainly stopped and the whistle had gone. There was a little bit of a late hit thrown, and I believe that might have been DePaul Crowell. Either way, it's a gain of about 8 for Zach Todd. And the red and black now marching down the field pretty quickly all of a sudden. Jamal Finkley again in the backfield with Williams. It's Dugan and Quior on this near sideline. Handed off to Finkley. Finds his way out to the far sideline. Finkley diving forward. Looked like he picked up enough for the first down. Red and black sideline signaling that they did, and then the officials as well. So Finkley picks up enough for the first down, moves the chains. It'll be a first down for the red and black inside the red zone. Looks like the ball's going to be spotted at about the 22-yard line. So it was a big play on the completion, long completion for Chris Furr. And then the handoff to Jamal Finkley after a gain of about 8 on the reception by Zach Todd. And Watertown picks up a first down. Ball on the 22 with 5 minutes and 22 seconds left here in the first half of play. Williams again looking to pass, scrambling out to his left, looking down the field, and signal is incomplete. Diving for that one and nearly brought it in was Jared Souffrant in the end zone. And the sun really prevented me from getting a really great look at it, but it looked like the ball had kind of skipped in, and Souffrant was dangerously close to being out of bounds as well by the time he reeled that one in. Steve Weed, always good at giving everybody a hard time. It'll be second down and 10 for the red and black. Ball on the 22. Williams, quick out to this near side, in and out of the hands, incomplete. Intended for Keegan Quior. So third down and 10 after a couple of incompletions. Watertown moved all the way down the field on a huge passing play to Chris Furr. Picked up another first down since then, and then have stalled on a couple of passes here, but it's third down and 10. Ball on the 22. 5 minutes and 7 seconds left on the clock here in the first half of play. The red and black leading 3-0. Eric Byler's field goal good early in the first quarter of play. Williams all by himself looking to pass, has some time, over the middle, caught, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Watertown. Well, Watertown will add to their lead on a pass play over the middle. Get a look at it here, brought to you by NBC Watertown and Steve Weed Productions. Right over the middle, through some coverage, and reeled in the end zone by Jared Souffrant. And Watertown will tack on 6 points with just under 5 minutes to go here in the first half of play. Byler on for the extra point. As it stands, the red and black leading 9-0. Quior on for the hold. Good snap and hold, and Byler's kick looks pretty good. And it is. So Eric Byler adds on the extra point. And Watertown tacks on 7 points on the touchdown over the middle caught by Jared Souffrant. And they lead 10-0 over the Syracuse Strong. We'll step aside as the teams switch sides.
We are TYM. For over 70 years, we have empowered our customers with advanced machinery to transform the land around them. We are Branson for over 54 years. We have manufactured equipment to cultivate a rich provision from the soil. Today, we have united our companies and joined forces to create a global leader in agricultural solutions.
To your TYM tractor at Burville Power Equipment.
Just like you, our family's health is very important to us. One way to improve the air quality in your home is to regularly have the ductwork cleaned. Colello Air Technologies can help with certified professionals in state-of-the-art technology and equipment. Colello Air Technologies also offers mold remediation, water damage restoration, fire and smoke remediation caused from storms, broken pipes, fires, and water backups. Call Colello Air Technologies today to make an appointment.
Sunnycrest Park here in East Syracuse, Henninger High School, where the Watertown Red and Black are set to kick off after the touchdown caught by Jared Souffrant and the extra point by Byler Good as well. They lead 10-0
know you by face.
over the Syracuse Strong. Byler on now to kick off. Going to be reeled in right at the 20-yard line. And with some speed actually over the middle of the field, getting all the way to about the 39. Took a while for the whistle to blow on that play. But a solid return after Byler's kickoff. And it looks like the ball is going to be spotted at about the 38. After the kick return right up the middle. But the Red and Black came to play tonight, at least so far here in Syracuse. They lead 10-0 over the Syracuse Strong. Syracuse the only team to beat Watertown in the last almost 2.5 years. Strong struggling to get the right personnel on the field. Running on at the last second was Nyquan Drake. Just a generic chant of receiver. Back to pass, and that one looked like it might have skipped in, and it is incomplete. But notably, back to pass that time for the Strong was Chris Davidson, who looks like may be in the game for the time being. We've seen Shackham Buckman has been the quarterback for the Syracuse Strong so far in this game, but that was most certainly Chris Davidson, who was tasked with the throw that time. And it looks like Davidson again in the backfield. Here he is back to pass. Davidson looking at this near side, scrambling around, and gets past the first tackle. Is going to be brought down just over the line of scrimmage, gain of a yard that time, as he was brought down very promptly by Eric Mason. They're going to say that Davidson got to just shy of the 40-yard line, so a gain of a couple. It'll be 3rd down and 8 as we approach 4 minutes left here in the first half of play. Watertown leading 10-0. Byler's field goal and then a touchdown pass caught by Souffrant over the middle. 3rd down and 8 for the Strong. Davidson back to pass again. Looking to this near side, Davidson airs it out, has his man, it's caught. And Williams got enough of the man to prevent him from getting back up and running, but it was a reception by Nyquan Drake on this near side. And the first completion of the night for Chris Davidson will move the chains. Big first down picked up by the Strong there as we approach 3.5 minutes to go in the first half of play. And so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 39. Davidson again looking to this near side. Runs out of options and scrambles out. Gets to this near sideline. Lear and Mesha there, but he skips past and then steps out of bounds. There's Josh Lear involved and Jeremy Mesha both involved in the chase there as Davidson was forced out of bounds. It'll be 2nd down and about 7, gain of 3 yards on the carry on the scramble for the quarterback, Davidson. Second down and 7. In the backfield with Davidson is DeQuell Simmons, looks like. Davidson going to pass. And slipping was the intended receiver. Pass falls incomplete. Looked like Davidson was looking for Lorenzo Brown that time, but it fell in as Brown lost his footing. Well, it did rain really heavily before this game, and the turf not always, just by the very nature of the way it is, not always quick to dry out. And turf can be very slick when it gets wet, more so than natural grass. And I'd have to imagine that the turf still is really wet. As I said, it rained very heavily before we started play. Sun's come out, and it's beautiful now, though. Pass to the near side. Davidson is caught. Still fighting forward was Allen, who fought all the way down to really close to first down yardage. Looks like they're going to mark him maybe just short. And it does look like Syracuse is going to be about a yard short, so it brings up another fourth down situation for them. And what would be probably pushing it for a field goal attempt. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout on the field, so we'll step aside as the teams take a break.
When you walk in the door, we know you by face. We, know your families. We see you in the community. You're not a number here. You're always a name.
When I help a couple build their first home, and I can drive by and see the completed project, and we had a part in that.
I had a customer yesterday that came in, and she said, "You've explained to me in 10 minutes more than I've gotten from any other bank that I've talked to," and they appreciate that.
Governor Savings and Loan, your hometown bank since 1892.
How you feeling, Jake?
Like I got the worst sinus infection ever.
I see your prescription here.
Hey, Bob.
You need to stay hydrated.
I'm getting spot water as we speak. Hey, Bob.
Grab something for pain. Your prescription won't kick in right away.
Hey, Mom.
Have you been taking your vitamins?
Uh-huh.
Your body needs more than chips.
Totally.
And frozen pizza.
All right. Wow.
We got this.
Short for the Syracuse strong quarterback, Davidson right under center. And fighting for it. Looks like it's going to be brought down short again.
Our community
so
is both the place we live
and
it's the people we share it
pushing
with.
and shoving, and flags
Samaritan
come out
Health
after
is
the
a place
play.
where caregivers of all kinds make a real
Davidson tried to
difference.
fight for it
And
himself, looked like on that play, and the strong ended up short of the yardage necessary to pick up the first down. And then some pushing and shoving ensued. Flag came out late after the whistle had gone. And now a big discussion from either side, either team. And it looks like they might actually have just awarded Syracuse a first down on that play. It appeared from here as though Syracuse was well short. But they might actually be calling the chains over to measure this. The ball is spotted in a situation in a location that looks like it might be very close to a first down. Again, the flag did come out after the play. And so I believe they're going to... I thought they were going to bring the chains out, but that's taking a really significant amount of time for them to do so, which makes me believe that they might not actually bring the chains over. And now they will. So just proves that if you want something to happen, make sure the announcer says it's not going to, and then it will. The chains come over, and they'll measure this yardage after the fourth down play. There's 2 minutes and 3 seconds left on the clock, so after the next play occurs, it'll be the 2-minute warning, and we'll take another break. But as it stands, they're measuring after the play, and it looks like based on that spot, they're going to give a first down for the Syracuse Strong. So that's a big outcome for them on the rushing play up the middle. The flag was thrown after the fact, and it is going to be against the Strong. So they're going to say Syracuse picked up the first down, and then the flag was after the play, so it'll be applied to the result, and Still some confusion on that far sideline for the chain gang. Ultimately, it's a Syracuse first down, but the ball is going to be at the 39-yard line. And I believe we're going to reach the 2-minute warning. I think the issue may have been that the clock ran when it may not have, but there was 2 minutes and 3 seconds left on the clock after the play. And then the flag was thrown. Both teams came to the line. And once they had the chain set, they ran the clock again. So we have reached the 2-minute warning with exactly 2 minutes left on the clock. Neither team really too thrilled with taking a break, it doesn't look like. And so we'll step back to the line. 2 minutes exactly on the clock. And it'll be Syracuse first down after all sorts of commotion. Ball's at the 39-yard line. Davidson pitches out to this near side. And fighting forward is Flash Gordon. And Gordon's got a lane and brought down. Combination of Williams and Kuhn able to bring Gordon down as he fought all the way out to this near sideline. A solid gain for Dwayne Gordon. Able to skip past the first tackle and then brought down by Kuhn and Williams on this near sideline. A minute and 25 left here, and Syracuse really threatening now right at the end of the first half, which is what we saw them do in Watertown as well. Again, handed off, and again it's Flash Gordon, and brought down very quickly. Big tackle made that time by DeQuace Jackson of all people, as he was able to reel down Gordon. And we're down to a minute to go here in the first half. Syracuse does have a timeout left. And it's second down and about 9 after the handoff to Gordon. 50 seconds to go now as the Strong step to the line. It looks like a couple of different men back there for the Strong than usual. Davidson looking to pass and wrapped up. Big sack for Watertown. Vanquez Adams Jr., the man able to get to the quarterback and wrap him up, forcing Syracuse to call their final timeout of the first half to stop the clock at 25 seconds. And we'll step aside for the timeout.
Our community is both the place we live and it's the people we share it with. Samaritan Health is a place where caregivers of all kinds make a real difference. And it's a community where they can build rewarding careers. Because at Samaritan, we care about our patients and we care about our people. If this sounds good to you, join us. Together, we can take care of our community and your future. Get started at www.samaritanhealth.com/careers.
Should I be afraid? That's what Ann of Sackett's Harbor asked us. We told her yes. Be very afraid. When your insurance company denies your claim, my personal injury team in our Watertown office knows all about this insurance company's routine. Ann's testimonial tells us how she went from afraid to aggressive. Thanks to your dynamic duo, Joe, working together, we were awarded the maximum. That team works at Stanley Law, Watertown.
So slight adjustment to the clock here. 27 seconds left. Davidson over the middle, sliding in. Touchdown, Syracuse. For a Syracuse touchdown with 21 seconds left in the first half of play. Again, the Strong able to strike right at the end of the first half. And they're on the board. It's 10-6. It'll be an extra point attempt for the Strong. after the touchdown right over the middle. And the extra point attempt is a low-line drive, but it finds its way through the uprights. And so Syracuse adds on one, a late touchdown in the first half of play. And the Watertown lead cut to 3. It's 10-7 now. So the Watertown defense, again, giving up some points late in the first half to a Syracuse team. And as the teams get set for a kickoff, again, a word from our sponsors for Watertown Red and Black football, Stanley Law. And Joe Stanley gets the maximum award. Stanley Law, nice but tough. Allen's Liquor and Wines has the largest selection of New York State wine and is the oldest running liquor and wine store in northern New York. Clello Air Technologies, certified professionals that can and will improve the air quality in your home. And Burville Power Equipment is your TYM dealer, as well as your one-stop shop for sales, parts, and service. Again, Watertown Red and Black football brought to you by Steve Weed Productions and NBC Watertown. The Red and Black unable to hold Syracuse late here in the first half. And the Strong get on the board with a touchdown over the middle. It's 10-7. Watertown will return the kick here. They'll also return the kick to start the second half. That's a good one. Actually, it's going to bounce all the way into the end zone and out of the back for the touchback. So the Red and Black will have 21 seconds left to try to make something miraculous happen here at the end of the first half. Be interesting to see if they even try anything or if they just send the offense out there to take a knee and let the clock run out. Never quite sure what Jerry Levine will draw up for this Red and Black offense. Likes to keep everyone on their toes. He's over there on the far sideline, definitely barking out some orders to his offense, and it looks like the Red and Black are just going to put a knee down and let the clock run out on the first half. So the clock's going to run out on the first half of play here from sunny Crest Park in East Syracuse. Henninger High School. Watertown will lead at the break by 3. 10-7 is your score. Watertown Red and Black football brought to you by NBC Watertown and Steve Weed Productions will step aside for halftime.
Lots of things can make your engine light come on, besides your engine. A loose gas cap, a failed catalytic converter, even your transmission.
At AMCO, we know how to diagnose and fix a problem no matter what it is. What makes your car's engine light come on can be confusing. Fortunately, where to take it isn't.
That's AMCO. AA, MCO.
Allen's Liquors and Wines, easy on, easy off, exit 48 off I-81, the oldest locally owned running liquor store in town. With over 30 years in the community, a large selection of New York State wines, New York State distilled products, it's a must you pop in and browse our superior selection of liquor and wine products, competitive prices, frequent sales, specials. You always will get a great deal at Allen's Liquors and Wines. Open late until 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday for your convenience, Sunday to noon to 8 p.m. Pop in!
We are TYM. For over 70 years, we have empowered our customers with advanced machinery to transform the land around them. We are Branson for over 54 years. We have manufactured equipment to cultivate a rich provision from the soil. Today, we have united our companies and joined forces to create a global leader in agricultural solutions.
Get your TYM tractor at Burville Power Equipment.
Just like you, our family's health is very important to us. One way to improve the air quality in your home is to regularly have the ductwork cleaned. Colello Air Technologies can help with certified professionals in state-of-the-art technology and equipment. Colello Air Technologies also offers mold remediation, water damage restoration, fire and smoke remediation caused from storms, broken pipes, fires, and water backups. Call Colello Air Technologies today to make an appointment.
When you walk in the door, we know you by face. We know your families, we see you in the community. You're not a number here, you're always a name.
When I help a couple build their first home and I can drive by and see the completed project, and we had a part in that.
I had a customer yesterday that came in and she said, "You've explained to me in 10 minutes more than I've gotten from any other bank that I've talked to." And, they appreciate that.
Governor Savings and Loan, your hometown bank since 1892.
How you feeling, Jake?
Like I got the worst sinus infection ever.
I see your prescription here.
Hey, Bob.
You need to stay hydrated.
I'm getting spot water as we speak. Hey, Bob.
Grab something for pain. Your prescription won't kick in right away.
Hey, Mom.
Have you been taking your vitamins?
Uh-huh.
Your body needs more than chips.
Totally.
And frozen pizza.
All right. Wow.
We got this.
Our community is both the place we live and it's the people we share it with. Samaritan Health is a place where caregivers of all kinds make a real difference. And it's a community where they can build rewarding careers. Because at Samaritan, we care about our patients and we care about our people. If this sounds good to you, join us. Together, we can take care of our community and your future. Get started at www.samaritanhealth.com/careers.
Should I be afraid? That's what Ann of Syracuse Harbor asked us. We told her yes, be very afraid. When your insurance company denies your claim, my personal injury team in our Watertown office knows all about this insurance company's routine. Ann's testimonial tells us how she went from afraid to aggressive. Thanks to your dynamic duo, Joe, working together, we were awarded the maximum. That team works at Stanley Law, Watertown.
Lots of things can make your engine light come on, besides your engine. A loose gas cap, a failed catalytic converter, even your transmission.
At AMCO, we know how to diagnose and fix a problem no matter what it is. What makes your car's engine light come on can be confusing. Fortunately, where to take it isn't.
That's AMCO. AA, MCO.
Allen's Liquors and Wines, easy on, easy off, exit 48 off I-81, the oldest locally owned running liquor store in town. With over 30 years in the community, a large selection of New York State wines, New York State distilled products, it's a must you pop in and browse our superior selection of liquor and wine products, competitive prices, frequent sales, specials. You always will get a great deal at Allen's Liquors and Wines. Open late until 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday for your convenience, Sunday to noon to 8 p.m. Pop in!
We are TYM. For over 70 years, we have empowered our customers with advanced machinery to transform the land around them. We are Branson for over 54 years. We have manufactured equipment to cultivate a rich provision from the soil. Today, we have united our companies and joined forces to create a global leader in agricultural solutions.
Get your TYM tractor at Burville Power Equipment.
Just like you, our family's health is very important to us. One way to improve the air quality in your home is to regularly have the ductwork cleaned. Colello Air Technologies can help with certified professionals in state-of-the-art technology and equipment. Colello Air Technologies also offers mold remediation, water damage restoration, fire and smoke remediation caused from storms, broken pipes, fires, and water backups. Call Colello Air Technologies today to make an appointment.
When you walk in the door, we know you by face. We, know your families. We see you in the community. You're not a number here. You're always a name.
When I help a couple build their first home, and I can drive by and see the completed project, and we had a part in that.
I had a customer yesterday that came in and she said, "You've explained to me in 10 minutes more than I've gotten from any other bank that I've talked to." And, they appreciate that.
Governor Savings and Loan, your hometown bank since 1892.
How you feeling, Jake?
Like I got the worst sinus infection ever.
I see your prescription here.
Hey, Bob.
You need to stay hydrated.
I'm getting spot water as we speak. Hey, Bob.
Grab something for pain. Your prescription won't kick in right away.
Hey, Mom.
Have you been taking your vitamins?
Uh-huh.
Your body needs more than chips.
Totally.
And frozen pizza.
All right. Wow.
We got this.
Our community is both the place we live and it's the people we share it with. Samaritan Health is a place where caregivers of all kinds make a real difference. And it's a community where they can build rewarding careers. Because at Samaritan, we care about our patients and we care about our people. If this sounds good to you, join us. Together, we can take care of our community and your future. Get started at www.samaritanhealth.com/careers.
Should I be afraid? That's what Ann of Syracuse Harbor asked us. We told her yes, be very afraid. When your insurance company denies your claim, my personal injury team in our Watertown office knows all about this insurance company's routine. Ann's testimonial tells us how she went from afraid to aggressive. Thanks to your dynamic duo, Joe, working together, we were awarded the maximum. That team works at Stanley Law, Watertown.
Lots of things can make your engine light come on, besides your engine. A loose gas cap, a failed catalytic converter, even your transmission.
At AMCO, we know how to diagnose and fix a problem no matter what it is. What makes your car's engine light come on can be confusing. Fortunately, where to take it isn't.
That's AMCO. AA, MCO.
Allen's Liquors and Wines, easy on, easy off, exit 48 off I-81, the oldest locally owned running liquor store in town. With over 30 years in the community, a large selection of New York State wines, New York State distilled products, it's a must you pop in and browse our superior selection of liquor and wine products, competitive prices, frequent sales, specials. You always will get a great deal at Allen's Liquors and Wines. Open late until 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday for your convenience, Sunday to noon to 8 p.m. Pop in!
We are TYM. For over 70 years, we have empowered our customers with advanced machinery to transform the land around them. We are Branson for over 54 years. We have manufactured equipment to cultivate a rich provision from the soil. Today, we have united our companies and joined forces to create a global leader in agricultural solutions.
To your TYM tractor at Burville Power Equipment.
Just like you, our family's health is very important to us. One way to improve the air quality in your home is to regularly have the ductwork cleaned. Colello Air Technologies can help with certified professionals in state-of-the-art technology and equipment. Colello Air Technologies also offers mold remediation, water damage restoration, fire and smoke remediation caused from storms, broken pipes, fires, and water backups. Call Colello Air Technologies today to make an appointment.
When you walk in the door, we know you by face. We, know your families. We see you in the community. You're not a number here. You're always a name.
When I help a couple build their first home, and I can drive by and see the completed project, and we had a part in that.
I had a customer yesterday that came in and she said, "You've explained to me in 10 minutes more than I've gotten from any other bank that I've talked to." And, they appreciate that.
Governor Savings and Loan, your hometown bank since 1892.
How you feeling, Jake?
Like I got the worst sinus infection ever.
I see your prescription here.
Hey, Bob.
You need to stay hydrated.
I'm getting spot water as we speak. Hey, Bob.
Grab something for pain. Your prescription won't kick in right away.
Hey, Mom.
Have you been taking your vitamins?
Uh-huh.
Your body needs more than chips
Totally.
and frozen pizza.
All right. Wow.
We got this.
Our community is both the place we live and it's the people we share it with. Samaritan Health is a place where caregivers of all kinds make a real difference. And it's a community where they can build rewarding careers. Because at Samaritan, we care about our patients and we care about our people. If this sounds good to you, join us. Together, we can take care of our community and your future. Get started at www.samaritanhealth.com/careers.
Should I be afraid? That's what Ann of Syracuse Harbor asked us. We told her yes, be very afraid. When your insurance company denies your claim, my personal injury team in our Watertown office knows all about this insurance company's routine. Ann's testimonial tells us how she went from afraid to aggressive. Thanks to your dynamic duo, Joe, working together, we were awarded the maximum. That team works at Stanley Law, Watertown.
Well, welcome back to beautiful Sunnycrest Park in East Syracuse, where we're here at Henninger High School for Gridiron Developmental Football League action, brought to you by NBC Watertown and Steve Weed Productions, where the Watertown Red and Black gave up a late touchdown but still lead 10-7 over the Syracuse Strong. Watertown Red and Black football brought to you by NBC Watertown and Steve Weed Productions, but also by Burville Power Equipment, your TYM dealer, your one-stop shop for sales, parts, and service, Burville Power Equipment. Kinney Drugs, your local pharmacy, Kinney Drugs right in your community. Amco Transmissions is locally owned and operated. Amco Transmissions car care specialists know how to diagnose and fix the problem no matter what it is. Governor Savings and Loan has 5 locations in the North Country, and Governor Savings and Loan, a reminder, they're your hometown bank. Samaritan Medical Center, part of the community. Caring, healing, leading, and now hiring. Stanley Law and Joe Stanley get the maximum award. Joe Stanley, nice but tough. Allen's Liquor and Wines has the largest selection of New York State wine in the area and is the oldest running wine and liquor store. And lastly, Colello Air Technologies is a group of certified professionals that will improve the air quality in your home. So a huge thank you to all of our sponsors, and a reminder that Watertown Red and Black football brought to you by NBC Watertown. A huge thank you to everyone at NBC Watertown that makes this possible, as well as Steve Weed of Steve Weed Productions. Without him, we would all be very lost. Watertown Red and Black leading by 3 as we get set for the second half of football. As I said, they gave up that touchdown late in the first half, which is what we saw them do in the last time these two teams saw each other. They had a lead in that game as well, gave up a touchdown late in the first half, and then ended up falling 31-9. That's the only loss on the season for Watertown, their only loss in a couple of years. They're 3-1. They've bounced back really well since that loss, 50-0 against Charlotte, and then 62-22 against the New York Falcons out of Buffalo. The Syracuse Strong off to a really good start again, defending their title from last season. Syracuse looking to avoid their first loss of the season. They're 3-0. Of course, the 31-9 win against Watertown. They've also beat Charlotte 44-7, and then a 17-8 win against the Upstate Predators out of the Rochester area last weekend. So the teams will get set for the kickoff to start the third quarter play. Watertown kicked off to start the game, so they'll receive as we start the third quarter. Looks like it'll be DeQuace Jackson back for the red and black. A couple of other players back there as well. Looks like Souffrant, the man with the touchdown, and Corey Smith. The officials having a discussion right at midfield. Jamal Finkley running out to this near side as well. I think the red and black counting, making sure they have the right number of players on the field before we start the second half of play here. It rained pretty heavily before the game, and then it's cleared up since. The sun is now setting behind some trees off to our right-hand side, which makes our viewing of the second half very pleasant. It's turned out to be a very nice evening here in East Syracuse. And now the teams look like they're going to switch sides after getting set up for the opening kickoff. So Watertown will return from left to right. And the Syracuse Strong will kick off from right to left. So Syracuse set to kick off to start the second half of play. Looks like Jimmy Brady set to kick off now to begin the second half of play. Brady's kick and over ends going to be reeled in by DeQuace, or Keegan Cuellar rather, right at the 10-yard line. Cuellar gets all the way to that far side, still fighting, and brought down at about the 30. So kick return of about 20 yards is how the red and black will start the second half of play. Good look there as Cuellar reeled that one in just inside the 10-yard line and fought his way out to the far sideline, skipping past a couple of tackles and brought down right at the 30-yard line is where the ball is spotted, and that's where the red and black will start their first possession of the second half. 8 seconds came off the clock on the kick return. There's 14 minutes and 52 left here in the third quarter as the red and black step to the line. Williams looking to pass, looking to this near side, thrown off the chest of Keegan Cuellar and incomplete. Falls in. That one just rifled right at Cuellar, hit him, I believe, pretty high up in the chest shoulder area. Just thrown too hard for him to really do anything with, and it falls in incomplete. Clock stops at 14:49. Second down and 10. Watertown leading by 3 and getting the ball first to start the second half of play. Williams now again looking to pass, looking to this near side, and falls incomplete. Good coverage that time by Alexander Heath of the Syracuse Strong, forcing the pass incomplete, falls in, and it'll bring up a third down and 10 for the red and black. So a couple of passing plays, and Williams unable to connect on either to start here in the third quarter play. Third down and 10, ball on the 30. Well, the red and black on their successful drive in which they scored a touchdown got majority of the way down the field on a long passing play to Chris Furr. And Williams scrambling around over the middle, caught by Cuellar and brought down. Huge tackle there, pretty much right at the 40. See if we get a better look here. Cuellar looked like he might have picked up first down yardage. They're going to move the chains on the far sideline. As you look here, Williams able to just rifle that one over the middle. And a big hit laid there, but not soon enough for the Syracuse Strong to prevent a Watertown first down. And so it's 1st and 10, ball on the 41. Williams again back to pass, looking at this near side, has Cuellar over the middle, and it's caught. Cuellar gets over the 40, still going. Keegan Cuellar stumbling and then slipping and falling at the 26 or 27 yard line. But Keegan Cuellar with another reception right over the middle, and I think after the fact, a little displeased with himself that he didn't pick up more, but as it stands, it's a significant gain on the completion over the middle. Keegan Cuellar with his second reception in a row, and the ball moves way up the field for the Red and Black. Another huge reception moves the chains for them, and it'll be first down for Watertown. Again, Cuellar over the middle, and again, complete. Gets down to about the 20-yard line on the reception over the middle, and Syracuse either content to just let Watertown keep passing it short over the middle or unable to stop it. It's 3 receptions in a row for Keegan Cuellar now right over the middle. And a little bit of a hurry up for Watertown. This one short for Jamal Finkley and jumping over the sliding tackle. Well, DePaul Crowell sliding in. Get a look as Finkley caught the short screen on this near side. Williams able to find him, and then Crowell diving in. Finkley went up and over him. Tackle was made by Cameron Jackson. But it's another first down for Watertown. They're inside the red zone now. Ball on the 18. First down, Williams back to pass. And still scrambling out to his left, Williams. And just going to throw it away. Pass intended for Spider on that far sideline, actually. Williams just looked to get that one away and avoid a sack. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Well, the sideline here closest to us, Syracuse sideline, not thrilled with one of the blocks that Watertown laid in that backfield. No flag thrown, though, and so it's 2nd and 10. Ball's on the 16-yard line. Red and Black looking to answer back here on their first possession of the second half. After giving up a late touchdown in that first half to Syracuse, Watertown was enjoying a 10-0 lead. It's 10-7 now. Williams over the middle for Todd, caught and then brought down. Gain for Zach Todd of about 7 yards. On another passing play right over the middle. Watertown having some success this drive, throwing the ball short and over the middle. That'll bring up a 3rd down after the reception for Todd. Ball somewhere in between the 10 and 11-yard line. Williams receives the snap, handed off to Finkley up the middle. Jamal Finkley diving. Ball comes loose. And I think they're going to say Fink just short of the end zone. Watertown did end up falling on the ball. And the whistle happened before the fumble, actually, I believe. There's a lot of confusion down there in conversation. Watertown saying the ball came out and then they recovered it in the end zone. Syracuse is saying the ball came out and they recovered it. See if we could get a better look at it. It was a handoff right up the middle for Fink, and then the ball came out there, but the whistle had gone. And then it looked like Watertown might have fallen on it in the end zone, but the whistle went before the ball came loose, which is a bit of an interesting decision because the play wasn't really dead and hadn't stopped. Finkley was still going. And now they're going to say Syracuse is going to come up with the ball after that fumble. Well, I'll tell you what, based on what we saw and what we heard, The whistle had gone before the ball came loose, before Finkley lost control of it. And even if it hadn't, it certainly looked like Watertown fell on the ball in the end zone. But the decision from the officials is that it's going to be a Watertown fumble recovered by Syracuse on the goal line. So a huge decision there from the officiating crew. And Syracuse ends up with it to the detriment of Watertown. On the fumble by Jamal Finkley. And now a whistle before the play. Looks like Watertown's going to call a timeout. And you'd have to think this is just for George Ashcraft to get a good yelling at the referees. Well, he does so. We're going to step aside.
Our community is both the place we live and it's the people we share it with. Samaritan Health is a place where caregivers of all kinds make a real difference. And it's a community where they can build rewarding careers. Because at Samaritan, we care about our patients and we care about our people. If this sounds good to you, join us. Together, we can take care of our community and your future. Get started at www.samaritanhealth.com/careers.
Should I be afraid? That's what Ann of Syracuse Harbor asked us. We told her yes, be very afraid. When your insurance company denies your claim, my personal injury team in our Watertown office knows all about this insurance company's routine. Ann's testimonial tells us how she went from afraid to aggressive. Thanks to your dynamic duo, Joe, working together, we were awarded the maximum. That team works at Stanley Law, Watertown.
Yeah. So back in Syracuse, New York, both teams still with some staff on the field as we get ready for what will be the first play of this offensive possession for the Strong after the ball was ruled to have been fumbled by Jamal Finkley and then recovered by Syracuse on the goal line. Good pressure from Watertown, but the pass is complete over the middle and in some space getting out to this near sideline. And down the sideline, stuttering before being forced out of bounds, is Sultani Campbell, who's fired up on this near sideline. Look at it here. Watertown with some really good pressure there on the quarterback Davidson, but he was able to find Campbell over the middle, and then Campbell able to get to this near sideline. Good block there as well before being forced out of bounds after a big gain. It's a gain of about 40 as Syracuse was on their own goal line. And now it'll be first down and 10 for them after a huge gain on the reception by Campbell up the middle. And so Syracuse given a little bit of new life after that call went in their favor. This one handed up the middle to Rufus. And still fighting forward is Marsha Rufus. And not exactly certain what the officials were waiting for to blow the whistle there. Rufus certainly had his forward progress stop, but the play continued nonetheless. It's a gain of about 3 yards for Rufus on the handoff up the middle. It'll be second down and 7 with the ball on the 43. Well, as I mentioned, Syracuse buoyed by that fumble recovery right at the goal line. Again, from our point of view, it looked as though and sounded as though the whistle had gone before the ball was even fumbled. And then it also looked as though the ball might have been in the end zone by the time it was recovered. Regardless, they said it was Syracuse ball on the goal line. Pitch out to this near side, and fighting forward is Gordon. Still fighting after the play is the veteran, Flash Gordon. Picks up some hard-fought yards on the pitch play out to this near side. Looked like it might have been Smith and Mesha involved on the tackle. It'll be third down and about 2 to pick up for the Syracuse Strong after the pitch to Flash Gordon. The line to gain is pretty much right at midfield, right at the 50, as the Strong step to the line. It's Chris Davidson in the backfield still, the quarterback, right under center actually as he receives the snap. Handed off up the middle, and Gordon on the carry. Picks up the first down and some, getting down to about the 40-yard line. So the handoff to Gordon, and Watertown doesn't seem to really have a good answer for Flash Gordon, who has some great speed right up the middle and picking up a really good chunky yardage, picking up a first down on the handoff. Dwayne Gordon, first down and 10. Ball on the 40 for Syracuse as they've marched all the way down to the 40-yard line, their own Watertown's 40-yard line, and still scrambling out of this near side is Davidson, somehow able to get out of that one. Looked for certain like he was going to be wrapped up by Justin Kuhn for a loss of almost 20 yards. Instead, he gets back just about to the original line of scrimmage, and that's a really heroic effort from the quarterback Davidson there to avoid a huge sack, and eventually turned it into only a loss of about 2. Davidson gets instruction from his sideline and then rejoins the huddle. He's got a couple of men with him in the backfield as he lines up right under center. Receiver on this near side and one on the far side as well. Handed off up the middle to Gordon, who's still going, breaks the tackle. Gordon's going to get all the way into the end zone, does a somersault, and Syracuse gets on the board again on the handoff. Touchdown to Dwayne Gordon. Another look as Gordon just bounced off that tackle and trucked his way through, found his way all the way to this near sideline and into the end zone. The somersault, the icing on the cake for Dwayne Flash Gordon. And Syracuse will add 6 more. They now lead 13-10 over Watertown, who had a 10-0 lead at one point in this game. Whistle before we get the extra point attempt here. And the officials are going to confer. Not exactly certain what the discussion is here between the officials. And there is a flag out on that far side of the field. You can see it better than I can. Down over by that first down marker on the far side of the field. And it's going to be a penalty against Watertown, I believe, was the signal. There are officials in discussion on this near sideline with the Syracuse bench and coaching staff. And they actually don't look too thrilled with the decision, but it looks as though Syracuse is going to send out Tom Stadnicki for the extra point. Here's another signal. And it is a personal foul against Watertown. So Stadnicki's extra point attempt is going to be a chip shot as he's lined up somewhere around the 17 or 18-yard line. Well, after the touchdown for Gordon, Stadnicki's extra point from closer than normal after the Watertown personal foul. High snap. Stadnicki's kick looks pretty good. And it is. So the Strong add on 7 more on the Flash Gordon touchdown down the near sideline. It's Stadnicki's extra point. And we'll step aside. Syracuse now leading 14-10.
Lots of things can make your engine light come on, besides your engine. A loose gas cap, a failed catalytic converter, even your transmission.
At AMCO, we know how to diagnose and fix a problem no matter what it is. What makes your car's engine light come on can be confusing. Fortunately, where to take it isn't.
That's AMCO. AA, MCO.
Allen's Liquors and Wines, easy on, easy off, exit 48 off I-81, the oldest locally owned running liquor store in town. With over 30 years in the community, a large selection of New York State wines, New York State distilled products, it's a must you pop in and browse our superior selection of liquor and wine products, competitive prices, frequent sales, specials. You always will get a great deal at Allen's Liquors and Wines. Open late until 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday for your convenience, Sunday to noon to 8 p.m. Pop in!
So Syracuse set to kick off after the rushing touchdown for Dwayne Flash Gordon. And the Strong take a 4-point lead, 14-10 with 8 minutes and 3 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Another good kickoff. And Cuyor's going to reel that one in inside his own 10-yard line. Keegan gets all the way to that far side and gets over the 25. Looks like he's going to be brought down at about the 26 on the kick return. So a return of about 16. Get a look at Cuyor's kick return here. Reeled that one in kind of over his shoulder inside the 10-yard line. And then met by a whole host of Syracuse Strong players before being brought down at what looks like the 27-yard line. So Watertown now tasked with responding, giving up a touchdown late in the first half and then one early in the second. And again, it's just the red and black not really having an answer for Flash Gordon defensively. Saw that the last time these two teams played as well. Williams, screen pass to Finkley on this near side. Jamal Finkley fighting forward and then met by three separate Syracuse Strong players. Forward progress stopped after the short gain on the screen pass for Jamal Finkley. Actually going to give Finkley credit for more yardage than I thought initially. It's going to be second down at about 2 after the screen play for Fink. Chris Furr on this near side with Keegan Cuyor. The options for Williams, and he's looking to this near side. Has Cuyor stumbling and then tagged up. And Cuyor again, I think just a little unhappy with himself, slipped there. Not that that's necessarily his fault. But he picked up enough yardage to move the chains. And so it'll be first down and 10 after the reception for Cuyor. Ball on the 36 or 37-yard line. Same formation for the red and black. Finkley rolls out to the left. Williams looking down that left sideline over the middle of Zach Todd. Caught, and Todd is going to be brought down. Really crucial tackle made there as Todd was in some space right down the middle of the field. And again, Watertown throwing the ball, airing it out with some success. Williams scrambling out to his left and then found Zach Todd. And fighting forward are the Watertown red and black. Whistle here on this near side as the teams are marching down the field. I think they're waiting for the chain gang on that far sideline to get in position. It'll be a Watertown first down from the 29-yard line after the big reception over the middle for Todd. Williams again looking to pass, looking to this near side. Over the middle is Furr, caught, and Chris Furr brought down as he gets inside the 15. So Watertown with another first down and some really good position now. Chris Furr's reception over the middle, and that's where Watertown's had success tonight, is throwing the ball quickly into the middle of the field. Whistle again. And Syracuse is going to take a timeout here as Watertown's marched all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Teams talk things over, and we'll take a break.
We are TYM. For over 70 years, we have empowered our customers with advanced machinery to transform the land around them. We are Branson for over 54 years. We have manufactured equipment to cultivate a rich provision from the soil. Today, we have united our companies and joined forces to create a global leader in agricultural solutions.
To your TYM tractor at Burville Power Equipment.
Just like you, our family's health is very important to us. One way to improve the air quality in your home is to regularly have the ductwork cleaned. Colello Air Technologies can help with certified professionals in state-of-the-art technology and equipment. Colello Air Technologies also offers mold remediation, water damage restoration, fire and smoke remediation caused from storms, broken pipes, fires, and water backups. Call Colello Air Technologies today to make an appointment.
So welcome back to Sunnycrest Park in East Syracuse, where the Watertown Red and Black looking to answer a Flash Gordon touchdown. Watertown trailing by 4. And threatening, though, on offense. Finkley up the middle. Met there quickly and wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. Handoff up the middle to Jamal Finkley, gains 0 yards. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. Watertown had some success late in the first half, and then here on this possession with short passes over the middle. Again, though, the big gain on the long throw down the field is how they've picked up the majority of their yardage. Zach Todd this time, but it was Chris Furr earlier in the night. It's Finkley in the backfield with Williams. Furr and Quior on this near side. Williams looking to this near side, going to scramble and fighting forward, being pushed forward by his own offensive line. He's going to gain some yardage, but nothing too significant. Well, Williams wanted to pass out to this near side, but didn't really like any of his options and just kept it himself, picked up a couple of yards. It'll be 3rd down and about 8. Ball is at the 13-yard line with 4 minutes and about 10 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter of play. Red and Black trailing by 4. But looking to answer back here. Williams looking at that far side over the middle and might have even been deflected. It falls incomplete, and then pushing and shoving afterwards. And some serious jawing going on actually at the line of scrimmage. Derek House for Watertown, who was involved. Couple of flags came out. And both teams being separated, being spoken to here. The officials now having a conversation, trying to decide what they saw. It didn't really look like there was too much in it until House got a little bit of a late shove after the play had already been whistled dead. And then House got up to his feet, threw a couple of shoves himself. And the flags came out around that time. And we'll wait to see exactly what the result is, but as it stands, it'll be 4th down for Watertown. Here's an official signal. It's a personal foul against Watertown, as well as a personal foul against Syracuse. They'll offset. And it'll be 4th down as a result of the play. So this is a big decision to make for the Red and Black on 4th down. And it looks, at least for the time being, that the offense is going to stay out on the field. We saw Syracuse do this early in the first half, where they had a 4th down situation in the red zone that they went for and came up short. And the ball was turned over on downs. Watertown gained some momentum from that. And this would be a huge momentum boost for the Strong if they could hold the Watertown offense here. Williams went to the Watertown sideline and now is just joining the huddle again. And actually, he's going to go over and have more words with Coach Ashcraft and Coach Levine. George not thrilled over there. And now the clock's going to start running, and Eric Byler is going to come out onto the field for a Watertown field goal attempt. So the Red and Black electing to send Byler out there and try to cut the lead to just 1. Good snap. Cuyor's hold looks good. Byler's kick looks pretty good. And it is. So Watertown cuts the lead to 1 point. It's Syracuse 14, Watertown 13 after Byler's second field goal of the night. Some more conversation happening after the play. We'll step aside as a couple of flags come out late.
When you walk in the door, we know you by face. We, know your families. We see you in the community. You're not a number here. You're always a name.
When I help a couple build their first home, and I can drive by and see the completed project, and we had a part in that.
I had a customer yesterday that came in and she said, "You've explained to me in 10 minutes more than I've gotten from any other bank that I've talked to." And, they appreciate that.
Governor Savings and Loan, your hometown bank since 1892.
How you feeling, Jake?
Like I got the worst sinus infection ever.
I see your prescription here.
Hey, Bob.
You need to stay hydrated.
I'm getting spot water as we speak. Hey, Bob.
Grab something for pain. Your prescription won't kick in right away.
Hey, Mom.
Have you been taking your vitamins?
Uh-huh.
Your body needs more than chips.
Totally.
And frozen pizza.
All right. Wow.
We got this.
So back in Syracuse, Watertown cuts the lead to 1. It's 14-13 after Eric Byler's second field goal of the night. As we said right before we went to the break, a couple of flags came out late, and I think we may even have a couple of ejections. Certainly looked that way. The official signal as he came over to this near side to have a conversation with the Syracuse sideline, the Syracuse coaching staff. And it looks like Byler's going to be able to kick off from way up the field as they're still marching forward. And Byler's going to kick off right from the 50 after the personal fouls. Looked like unsportsmanlike conduct was the signal, which would make sense considering how late the flags came out after the field goal had already been kicked through the uprights. And both teams were making their way off the field. Byler from the 50-yard line. And it's going to bounce and was touched, so Syracuse is going to have to try to return it. And Watertown's going to be pretty happy with the way that ended up. Kick return for Nyquin Drake as he's going to be down at about the 10. You look at it there, it hit Drake, I believe, and so he had to make a play on it. Couldn't just let it fall into the end zone, and then Drake didn't really get too far, got maybe to the 10-yard line. Looks like that's about where the ball is going to be spotted for the Strong to take over. But Watertown with some good fight there. Gave up the lead, gave up a touchdown late in the first half, then gave up a touchdown early in the second half. But fought back, got down the field, didn't find their way into the end zone, but able to add 3 points on a field goal and keep the lead to just 1 for Syracuse. And then a good kick from the 50. Byler aided by the unsportsmanlike conduct. And Syracuse now down inside their own 10-yard line. Davidson handed off and skipping around, fighting his way to that far sideline, Rufus. But it looks like he's going to be brought down in the backfield. Jalen Dugan on the far side, able to wrap Rufus up before he really got anywhere. And it's going to be 2nd and 10. Rufus able to just fight back to the original line of scrimmage. So no gain on the play. Dugan with the tackle. Again, it's Rufus in the backfield with Davidson, the quarterback. 2 receiving options either side. Looking to this near side. Screen pass caught here, and then fighting forward is Drake. And breaking a tackle, Nyquin Drake going to get down all the way to the 50-yard line before being picked up and wrapped up there. Corey Smith, the man who finally able to bring Drake down. But just a massive gain for the Strong. And Nyquin Drake with some serious speed. So Syracuse, despite being right up against the wall down in their own goal line, again able to fight all the way out on a huge gain. Drake this time on the reception of the near side. And the ball is going to be spotted at the 44-yard line. huge gain for Syracuse. And for Nyquin, Drake, Davidson, hand it off. And up the middle with some speed, still going, is Allen. And whistle goes, forward progress stop. Both teams, I think, are getting a little bit testy, a little bit chippy. Jeremy Mesha involved in this latest scuffle. I'm not sure Mesha's the guy I'd want to get tangled up with. Plenty of bad blood between Syracuse and Watertown. Watertown not thrilled at the end of that loss to Syracuse. And Syracuse, I don't think, thrilled with the fight Watertown's putting up. Handed off up the middle to Allen. And gain of maybe a yard as Allen dives his way forward. Third down and about 3. Long wait as a whole host of Syracuse strong players make their way onto the field. Third down and about 4 to gain. 19 seconds now, counting down, 15 seconds to go here in the third quarter of play. Syracuse leading by 1, 14-13 is the score. Handed off and fighting forward, picking up enough, I believe, for the first down is Gordon. Watertown, again, not super happy with the way that play occurred, but Gordon's going to pick up enough for the first down, and that's how the third quarter of play will end. Syracuse leading over Watertown, 14-13.
Our community is both the place we live and it's the people we share it with. Samaritan Health is a place where caregivers of all kinds make a real difference. And it's a community where they can build rewarding careers. Because at Samaritan, we care about our patients and we care about our people. If this sounds good to you, join us. Together, we can take care of our community and your future. Get started at www.samaritanhealth.com/careers.
Should I be afraid? That's what Ann of Syracuse Harbor asked us. We told her yes, be very afraid. When your insurance company denies your claim, my personal injury team in our Watertown office knows all about this insurance company's routine. Ann's testimonial tells us how she went from afraid to aggressive. Thanks to your dynamic duo, Joe, working together, we were awarded the maximum. That team works at Stanley Law, Watertown.
So a fresh 15 minutes on the clock for the fourth quarter of action as the team switch sides. It's first down and 10 after Gordon's first down gain. And again, handed off to Allen on this near side. He was hit pretty hard after picking up what looks like about 5. And both teams really fired up in what's been a really close competitive football game. Syracuse leading by 1 over Watertown here in East Syracuse at Sunnycrest Park. We're at the home of the Henninger Black Knights, which is where the Syracuse Strong play their home games this year. And the Watertown Red and Black had an early 10-0 lead. Syracuse fought back, scored at the very death of the first half, and then early in the second. Watertown then added a field goal to cut the lead to 1. And that's where we are as we start the fourth. Davidson on the quarterback keeper, gets to this near side. Brought down, and Watertown feels like they should have had a fumble recovery there. Instead, they're going to say the ball came loose after Davidson was down. And wait to see where the ball is spotted, but it looks like Davidson's going to be pretty close to first down yardage. And they are going to move the chains on the far side. So first down on the quarterback keeper, Chris Davidson, picking up the yardage necessary to move the sticks. First down for the Syracuse Strong. Ball on the 21-yard line. 13 minutes and 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter of action. Davidson with a receiver either side. Low snap. Davidson unable to reel it, dig it out, and Mesha was diving there trying to fall on it, and it looked like Syracuse came up with it. But a low snap and very nearly disastrous play for the Strong. Mesha, I think, a little bit displeased with himself for not getting there. Either way, it's a pretty significant loss. Looks like about 6 yards on the low snap. Davidson couldn't dig out. And Syracuse fortunate to fall on it and keep possession. Second down and about 16 now. Two receivers either side for Davidson. Again, bobbles the snap this time. Throwing it down the field over the middle and falling incomplete. Pass was intended. Actually, I thought that was for number 5, which would be Buckman, who was initially playing quarterback. I don't think that could be the right receiver. Either way, in coverage for Watertown was Jonathan Williams. And the pass incomplete, and it'll be third down and long as Davidson rejoins the huddle after receiving instruction from his sideline. Big third down for Watertown now on defense. This is the type of situation Bob Moore would be letting out a big third down for the red and black if we were at home. Davidson scrambling out to this near sideline, still on his feet, but going to be reeled in and brought down on third down, so a big third down stop for the red and black. Getting involved late was Mesha, but I believe the initial tackle made by Eric Mason, and it looks like there might have been a face mask against Watertown potentially. I don't see any flags on the field. There it is. The signal is face mask, so the flag must be side. So that's real unfortunate for the red and black, who made a big stop on third down there, but it's going to be taken away on the face mask penalty. And it puts Syracuse in a really good position. There it is, another signal, you get it again. It is a face mask against the red and black, which not only negates the third down stop, but moves the ball way down the field on the face mask 15-yard penalty against the red and black. And it'll be first down and 10 with the ball on the 15-yard line for the Syracuse Strong. And what looks like a running formation. It is handed off. Gordon getting to this near side. Flash Gordon still fighting forward. Forced out of bounds by Jonathan Williams. Well, if you're Syracuse, there's really no reason to do anything other than run. Watertown hasn't proven that they can stop Dwayne Gordon. Saw him just bounce off of a tackle and fight his way forward for a really solid 30 or 40 yards after the initial contact on his rushing touchdown. And you'd have to think Syracuse probably heavily consider Gordon again on this play. They step to the line. Gordon as the tailback. One receiver either side. Watertown defense looking for a stop here. Right up the middle. It was actually Woodrum on the carry that time. Fighting forward, picking up a couple of yards. But it'll be third down and about 6 for the Strong. Ball's at about the 10.5-yard line. And another big third down for the red and black. Last time looked like they were going to get the stop. Instead, they were flagged for a face mask. They would love to hold the Strong here as we're under 10.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Pitched out to this near side. Gordon bounces off the first tackle, still going. Flash Gordon is going to be brought down, but it looks like he picked up enough for the first down. I think Watertown again are pretty displeased with the official decision. I think it looks like they're going to give him enough for the first down. I think Watertown might even be arguing that they popped that one loose and took it away. Probably still feel slighted after they were whistled at just short of the end zone. Jamal Finkley looked to be down by contact. At least the whistle seemed to have gone before the ball came loose and Fink was ruled to have fumbled it. That was a big decision in this game. And so Watertown probably still slightly upset about that. Looks like they're going to call a timeout here as Gordon picked up enough for the first down. And so as the teams talk things over after Gordon picks up the first down, I'll tell you about our sponsors for Watertown Red and Black football. Governor Savings and Loan has 5 locations in the North Country. Governor Savings and Loan is your hometown bank. And Samaritan Medical Center, part of the community, and also now hiring as Syracuse steps to the line after the timeout, the Watertown timeout, I should mention. On first down and goal set. And looked like that might have been a designed keeper for the quarterback, Davidson, who went nowhere. And it almost looked as though Davidson might not have gotten a clean handle on the snap there. Now some pushing and shoving again happening after the play. And that would be understandable if maybe the ball did pop loose from Davidson. And it is Davidson who comes up on the bottom of that pile and has the football. No gain for the Syracuse Strong that time. Somebody threw a glove to this near sideline, caught my attention. I thought that was a flag for a second, which would have been pretty interesting because it was extremely late, but it was somebody's glove. No flag. Second down and goal after Davidson's scramble / fumble recovery up the middle, gains nothing. Big second down, pitched out to the far side, and in some space, looking like he's going to get into the end zone. He does. Sneaking in is Ishmael Allen for a Syracuse Strong touchdown. So the Strong punch it into the end zone. Allen on the pitch play got all the way to the far sideline and spun around right at the goal line to find his way into the end zone for another Strong touchdown. And they now lead 20-13 over the Watertown Red and Black. Exactly 8 minutes left on the clock here in the fourth quarter as the Strong will send out Stadnicki for an extra point attempt. Tom Stadnicki looked good when we saw him a couple of weeks ago. He's looked good so far tonight as well. And now Syracuse looks like struggling to get the right guys on the field on special teams. Both teams seem to have had their difficulties with that tonight. Stadnicki getting set for the extra point. Bit of a low snap, but it's dug out, and Stadnicki's kick, again, a little line drive, and that one's short. Didn't even get to the uprights, and so the extra point, no good. So after the touchdown and the missed extra point, it's 20-13. Syracuse leads. Touchdown, adding 6 more. Ishmael Allen on the rush to the far side. We'll step aside as the teams get set for kickoff.
Lots of things can make your engine light come on, besides your engine. A loose gas cap, a failed catalytic converter, even your transmission.
At AMCO, We know how to diagnose and fix a problem no matter what it is. What makes your car's engine light come on can be confusing. Fortunately, where to take it isn't.
That's AAMCO. Double A, MCO.
Back in Watertown, get another look there as Allen found his way into the end zone. And Syracuse added 6 points. Tom Stadnicki's extra point was short. Didn't quite get to the uprights. Looked like a little bit of a low snap, and it was a line drive. Bit of an odd trajectory on Stadnicki's kick. And so potentially a big extra point miss, as it's a 7-point game now, 20-13. And Syracuse set to kick off here. Jimmy Brady back to kick for the Strong. Brady's had good kicks all night. That one's really solid as well. Reeled in inside the 5-yard line. Corey Smith still going. Smith down the sideline. Corey Smith and gets past Brady. Smith still going. Stepped out of bounds. And the Watertown sideline not thrilled with that decision either. They thought Smith was still in play, and the official's actually going to mark him down way back closer to the 50. Get a look at it here. Corey Smith kind of just took his time, got down the sideline, got some really good blocks, and see if we can get a look there. He did step out. Question is where and when. And the officials are going to say it was about the 47-yard line. Flag comes out late on that far sideline over by the Watertown bench. And I think almost certainly it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct against the Watertown bench. But they feel like they've been the recipient of a couple of bad decisions tonight. And they are going to be whistled for an unsportsmanlike conduct against the bench, which will back them up. The red and black sideline feels like they've been slighted tonight. As I was mentioning a little bit earlier, Jamal Finkley was ruled to have fumbled the ball right at the goal line as the red and black looked like they were going to punch one into the end zone. And instead, the ball was ruled to be recovered by Syracuse. I'm not sure the red and black have really gotten over that decision. It was a big call in this game, and Syracuse ended up with the ball and then marched all the way down the field to score right at the end of the first half. And then again on that play, they felt like Corey Smith might have been in bounds longer than he was whistled for. Watertown jumped here early on this near sideline. And the red and black will again be backed up on the offside. So what looked like was going to be excellent field position for the red and black instead ends up being not so decent. It'll be first down and 15 with the ball on the 34. Well, the ball could have been on the 47-yard line for the red and black, but the personal foul and then the offside. Low snap was dug out by Williams. Pass over the middle. Referee right in the way. And it's a complete pass anyway. But again, Watertown's going to feel like they just haven't gotten anything to go their way. That one over the middle was complete to Keegan Cuellar, but the official almost screening Keegan right there. It's a gain of about 9 either way. And it'll be second down and 1. Williams with Finkley right next to him. Looking to the far sideline and still fighting. Williams still fighting. He's going to be brought down for a loss on the hard tackle. Looked like it was Jeremy Cathy on the stop. And able to bring down Williams for a loss of about 7 yards. That'll be third down and long again for the red and black. About 6 to go as they step to the line. The line to gain is the 49 for the red and black on third down. Finkley now in motion out to this near side. Williams over the middle, caught. No, incomplete. Keegan Quior unable to reel that one in and was hit by about 3 separate players. As looks like Syracuse has finally stepped a little wise to the Watertown game plan of just throwing the ball short over the middle. And so it brings up fourth down for the red and black. And, well, initially it looked like Howard actually made his way onto the field to punt, but now returning to the sideline, Elijah Howard and the Watertown offense on the field on fourth down here. And what's a huge situation for them. 6 minutes and 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Williams with 2 receivers either side. Over the middle, deflected and caught by Todd. Flag comes out on the far sideline, but Todd picked up enough for the first down. Wait to see what the flag was. That was a huge play for the red and black. If the play stands, Todd caught that one over the middle, deflected and into his hands. And see if we can figure out maybe what the flag might have been for, as the play was kind of broken, and then Todd just went up and got that one, reeled it in. The flag came out way late after the play was already made and blown dead. And I didn't see too much in the replay there to suggest that there may have been an offense that was worthy of a flag, but it's going to be a defensive holding. So that penalty is going to be declined as Watertown picks up enough yardage on Zach Todd's reception over the middle to gain a first down. And that'll move the chains for the red and black. So a huge fourth down conversion for Watertown there as we approach 6 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. We saw Todd do something similar a couple of weeks ago where pass was thrown over the middle, deflected, and then Todd just jumped up and caught it anyway. And that one really important potentially for the red and black. Williams over the middle, finds Todd, and he's in some space. Zach Todd picks up the first down and is brought down just short of the 30-yard line. Get a look at it here. Watertown again going back to what's been successful. Quick passes over the middle. And this time it's Zach Todd with the reception to pick up another first down for Watertown. Moving the ball down the field. First down and 10 from the 33 for the red and black. Finkley in motion out to the right. Williams throwing to that right side, but it's Keegan Quior who's brought down. But another solid gain. And Keegan Quior a little fired up. He's had a good night for Watertown. He's been open all night over the middle, and a late flag again comes out by the Watertown sideline. Well, the flag came out over there. There was really nobody for the red and black over in that area of the field by the time the flag was thrown. But it is a personal foul, or unsportsmanlike conduct, rather, against Watertown. Again, by the time the flag was thrown, Keegan Quior had vacated the area and was nowhere near where that flag came out. And so Watertown has a good play negated again by a penalty flag. Furr and Quior, and now Williams joining the official huddle, voicing their displeasure. Get another signal. Usually the issue we have with the officials is not enough signals. Tonight they've been very demonstrative and making it very clear that it was a unsportsmanlike conduct flag thrown against Watertown. So instead of being second down and about 6 with 4 minutes and 53 seconds to go, it's going to be second down and about 20 to go. And we're going to have a timeout called on the field. So we'll step aside after the Watertown penalty.
Allen's Liquors and Wines, easy on, easy off, exit 48 off I-81, the oldest locally owned running liquor store in town. With over 30 years in the community, a large selection of New York State wines, New York State distilled products, it's a must you pop in and browse our superior selection of liquor and wine products, competitive prices, frequent sales, specials. You always will get a great deal at Allen's Liquors and Wines. Open late until 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday for your convenience, Sunday to noon to 8 p.m. Pop in!
We are TYM. For over 70 years, we have empowered our customers with advanced machinery to transform the land around them. We are Branson for over 54 years. We have manufactured equipment to cultivate a rich provision from the soil. Today, we have united our companies and joined forces to create a global leader in agricultural solutions.
Get your TYM tractor at Burville Power Equipment.
Back in Syracuse, it's second down and long for the red and black after the unsportsmanlike conduct flag. Finkley to the left of Williams, now in motion out to the left side. Flag comes out right at the line of scrimmage. Williams scrambling forward, throwing way down the field. That one is going to be picked off in the end zone. And we'll wait to see what the flag is. Another late flag comes out after the interception. Couple of flags. Have to think they both be for the same play. And now another late flag. So, dirty laundry all over the field. Like I said, the flag came out initially right at the line of scrimmage before the play even started. And wait to see if this play is going to come back. Williams just threw it way down the field into the end zone, right in the direction of a strong safety who made the interception. But I think this one's going to come back. Like I said, that flag came out right at the line of scrimmage, right at the start of the play. And the officials gathering and discussing. We'll wait to see if we get a signal this time from the officiating crew. Well, there's a flag down at the 42. Then after the interception, there's a couple of flags inside the 10. And then a third flag inside the 10 came out after the whistle had gone, marking the end of play. There's 4 minutes and 39 seconds left on the clock. Syracuse leading by 7. And it looks like we may be getting a signal here. Did I speak too soon? No, there it is. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Watertown. And that's the only signal. Well, the flag thrown at the line of scrimmage at the beginning of the play couldn't have possibly been an unsportsmanlike conduct, so there has to be more here. And all the flags being picked up. That's the only signal I saw, was an unsportsmanlike conduct against Watertown. The chain gang's moving the down marker forward. Now it's going back again. This is my favorite part of calling semi-pro football games, is trying to figure out what the officials have decided on the field. If you remember, way back when it happened, feels like years ago, as the snap happened, there was a flag thrown at the line of scrimmage, which was about the 42-yard line. Williams then threw the ball into the end zone where it was intercepted. And then as the ball was being returned, there were a couple of flags thrown in the backfield against Watertown. Now we're getting... The only thing I saw was an unsportsmanlike conduct against Watertown and an offside against the Syracuse Strong. And so the result of that is that it's still second down, and the ball's moved back another 15 yards. It's second down and extremely long. Watertown starting this play basically in Cicero and trying to get to Manoa. Thrown over the middle and intercepted. No, incomplete. Well, that was about to be the greatest interception I'd ever seen. Instead, it's incomplete. That was an Odell Beckham-esque type one-hand grab, and it was nearly reeled in on this near sideline. Instead, it falls incomplete. And Watertown stays alive in this one. It's going to be third down and extremely long. Alexander Heath almost with the interception of the century right there. Instead, it's just an incompletion. Third down from the 49. Williams looking to pass, scrambling around, evading a tackle. Back to his left, Williams, and throwing down the field. Deflected and incomplete. Batted down by DePaul Crowell. But Williams now seriously displeased, I believe, with Zach Todd. Didn't like the route he ran. Williams just fighting for his life to even get a pass off that time. And so it's fourth down and very, very long for the red and black. And with only 4 minutes left, they're going to send the punt team out there. It's Elijah Howard to kick the ball away for the red and black. So costly penalties for the red and black on that possession. It all started on the kick return. And it ends with an offensive opportunity squandered. Elijah Howard will be forced to punt from his own 35-yard line for the Watertown red and black. Howard's punt, booming, is going to find its way all the way down to about the 10-yard line. Briefly fumbled, but then picked back up. Now getting to this near sideline and still going. Big tackle made by Corey Smith on the kick return. It was Jeff McDuffie on the return. Nearly fumbled it there. Well, did fumble and picked it back up. And McDuffie fought his way out to this near side before Smith met him there and matched him, overpowered him, and pushed him back. And so as the teams get set for the change in possession with 3 minutes and 46 seconds left, I'll tell you again about our sponsors. Samaritan Medical is part of the community. Samaritan Medical, caring, healing, leading, and hiring as well. Stanley Law and Joe Stanley get the maximum award because Joe Stanley and Stanley Law are nice but tough. Allen's Liquors and Wines, the largest selection of New York State wine in the area and the oldest running liquor and wine store in the area. And Colello Air Technologies, certified professionals that improve the air quality in your home. Burville Power Equipment is your TYM dealer and your one-stop shop for sales, parts, and service. Kinney Drugs, your local pharmacy located right in your community. And lastly, Amco Transmissions, locally owned and operated. Amco is a group of car care specialists that know how to fix and diagnose the problem no matter what it is. Well, Syracuse out of their own end zone, handoff, and gain a couple of yards. Looked like they must have been backed up after the return. Must have been a flag that we missed, which shouldn't be much of a surprise to anyone who's watched this game. There's been flags galore, especially in the second half. as the team's gotten a little chippy with each other and with themselves also. It'll be second down and about 6. Looks like the ball is pretty much right at the 10-yard line. Maybe just shy of that. Again, handed off and sneaking out to this near side, fighting forward. I believe that was Allen on the handoff. And it was Ishmael Allen picking up the yardage necessary for first down. And Syracuse very content to keep the ball on the ground, run the clock out here. Both teams with, I believe, all their timeouts. The scoreboard says that Syracuse only has none left, but I believe that's wasn't ever reset after the first half. 2 minutes and 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Syracuse with the ball and with a 7-point lead. It'll be first down and 10 for them. And a bit of a double-edged sword for Watertown, who hasn't really been able to stop the run game and also unable to stop the clock if Syracuse keeps it on the ground. Of course, they do have timeouts they could call. And we'll stop here at the 2-minute warning. So Syracuse with the ball, Watertown needing a stop. We'll head to a break.
Just like you, our family's health is very important to us. One way to improve the air quality in your home is to regularly have the ductwork cleaned. Coelho Air Technologies can help with certified professionals in state-of-the-art technology and equipment. Coelho Air Technologies also offers mold remediation, water damage restoration, fire and smoke remediation caused from storms, broken pipes, fires, and water backups. Call Coelho Air Technologies today to make an appointment.
When you walk in the door, we know you by face. We know your families, we see you in the community. You're not a number here, you're always a name.
When I help a couple build their first home, and I can drive by and see the completed project, and we had a part in that.
I had a customer yesterday that came in and she said, "You've explained to me in 10 minutes more than I've gotten from any other bank that I've talked to." And, they appreciate that.
Governor Savings and Loan, your hometown bank since 1892.
Out of the 2-minute warning, it'll be second down and 12 for the Syracuse Strong, who have a 7-point lead over the Watertown Red and Black here in East Syracuse. Pitched out to this near side, and trick play, pass down the field is caught, and in some space, still going, finding his way all the way into the end zone. So Tony Campbell to ice the game for the Syracuse Strong on a trick play, and the Strong will put it away with 1 minute and 45 seconds left. Well, the pitch out to this near side and then the launch down the field, and Campbell just unable to be caught, found his way all the way into the end zone, and Syracuse adds on 6 more, 26-13. And now it would take a real miracle for Watertown to get back in this one with only 1 minute and 45 seconds left. Well, a real back and forth game. Both teams playing some really good defense. And Watertown just caught unawares by the trick play, the pitch and pass. And a huge touchdown in terms of yardage and also in terms of when it happened in this game for Syracuse. Just 1 minute and 45 seconds left. Stadnicki's kick looks good, and it is. And so the score now 27-13. Syracuse leading over Watertown after the trick play. Nets them 7 points on the long touchdown down the field. And Watertown now with it all to do and no time to do it in. Needs something miraculous to happen. Again, it's not like the Red and Black have necessarily played poorly. They've played better this week than they had in their previous matchup with Syracuse. They were up 10-0 even in this game and then Gave up one late in the first half. Again, Syracuse came out strong in the second half and scored early to take the lead. And they haven't really looked back since. Held Watertown to just the field goal here in the second half of play. And added some touchdowns of their own. They now lead 27-13. 27 rather than 28. Stadnicki missed the extra point on the previous Syracuse touchdown. But Watertown now with a big hill to climb. And not very much time to do it. Brady back to kick for the Strong. He's done an extremely commendable job tonight. And another really good one off the foot of Jimmy Brady. Going to be reeled in. And making his way towards that far sideline was Dwayne Kirksey for the Red and Black. And it looks like Kirksey got just over the 25-yard line before being brought down. So Watertown will get the football with 1 minute and 38 seconds left on the clock here in the fourth quarter, trailing 27-13. And you wonder if the Red and Black will try something tricky of their own after being beat by a flea flicker of sorts for the Strong. It'll be first down and 10 for Watertown. Ball right on the 25, so they're going to say Kirksey got to the 25 and not an inch further. Watertown breaks out of the huddle. It's Finkley in the backfield with Williams, Todd, and it looks like Souffrant on the near side. Souffrant, the man with the touchdown for Watertown. Williams, pass blocked right at the line. And absolutely nowhere to go that time. Tyrone Henry, the man getting in the way of Williams' pass attempt and knocking it down. Stops the clock at 1 minute 36. It'll be second down and 10. It's just turned out to be a gorgeous night. Beautiful, beautiful night for football here in East Syracuse in late June. And it was a really good football game. Still the opportunity for something crazy to happen, but not a lot of time left. 1 minute 35. Williams over the middle, sliding and caught. That was Souffrant again over the middle, picking up first down yardage, getting all the way down to the 40 before being touched up. Looked for a second like Souffrant was going to try to get back up and run, but had nowhere to go. Solid gain, though, of about 15 yards and moves the chains on the far side for the Red and Black. Williams quickly now. Stepping forward, stepping up to the line. Williams just going to take it himself. Still going. Williams down the field. Gets back to the middle and brought down at about the 40. Big scramble for Williams of about 20 yards, and Watertown's going to call a timeout. Williams didn't get out of bounds, but he did pick up another 5 or 6 yards by getting towards the middle of the field. Looked like Syracuse was pretty content to let Williams get back to the middle of the field and prevent him from stopping the clock, forcing Watertown to call a timeout. And so 52 seconds left on the clock. It'll be first and 10 for the Red and Black from the 40-yard line. So Williams rushing from one 40 to the other. And the Red and Black talking things over in the timeout. Again, you'd have to think Syracuse would be pretty content to let the Red and Black run the ball if that's what they decide they want to do. 52 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Red and Black trailing by 14. Zach Todd sprinting out to this near sideline, and another whistle before the snap. don't think the chain gang was in the right position on that far sideline. The way they were lined up, it looked like it would have been a 1st down and 15 for Watertown, which after the 1st down rush, it wouldn't have been. But the ball actually looks like it's going to be spotted at the 45 and not the 40. So your guess is as good as mine on that one. It sure looked like Williams got all the way to the 40 before being brought down, which is what they're going to say happened. So the ball was spotted 5 yards further back than it should have been. However, the official has not moved the spot yet. And now it looks like, after all of that, it may be 1st down and 15. And now the officials are going to get together and talk this over. 52 seconds left on the clock. Watertown trailing by 14. And we've got an official discussion over 5 yards. The only thing I can possibly think of is that it would have been maybe a delay of game against Watertown that would back them up 5 yards after Williams rushed to the 40. But I never saw any flags. I never saw any signals. And, of course, without a play clock anywhere for us to look at and watch, hard to know if that was the case. And, again, still a discussion on this. Doesn't seem like it would be overly complicated to figure out where the ball needs to be. And now the chain gang on the far sideline moving back to the 45. And so, at least as of now, it's 1st down and 10 from the 45. Which, again, to me, doesn't really make sense. It looked like Williams rushed all the way to the 40-yard line. Which if he didn't and he stepped out of bounds at the 45, Watertown wouldn't have called a timeout as the clock would have stopped. So your guess is as good as mine. It'll be 1st down and 10 from the 45 after a lengthy discussion and absolutely zero signal or clarification from any of the officials. Williams looking to pass, scrambling forward, stays on his feet, throws it down the field and deflected, incomplete. And the clock will stop at 43 seconds. Flag comes out late. Well, there's a player down for the Strong right at midfield on the far sideline over by the Watertown players. And then a flag came out for an unsportsmanlike conduct against the Strong late in the game. After the play had already transpired, Williams threw the ball down the field. It was incomplete, deflected. And then an unsportsmanlike conduct. And so this game, unwilling to call it quits. Ball's going to be marched forward 15 yards after the unsportsmanlike conduct against the Strong. And it should be, emphasis on the word should be a 1st down for Watertown. But we also thought it should have been 1st down from the 40 when it ended up being at the 45. So, again, the marker on that far sideline still says 2nd down. So 1st or 2nd down. You decide. Ball on the 30. Williams diving, incomplete on the far sideline. Pass was intended for number 3 and incomplete on the far sideline. And again, on that far side, it says 3rd down. Scoreboard says Actually, the scoreboard doesn't say anything. So that's no help either. Now it still says second down. So we've changed back to second down. So that was a first down play like we thought. All sorts of chaos and confusion. What else would you expect? Semi-pro football. Watertown jumped offside at the beginning of that play. And so it should still be second down. Always fun trying to keep track of everything, especially late in games. It'll be second down and 15 for Watertown. Ball on the 35. 37 seconds left. Red and black trailing by 14. Second down and 15. 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 3 receivers for Williams, who's back to pass. Good pressure from Syracuse, but Williams steps up, throws it down the field, and complete. No, intercepted. And so Syracuse with a big interception there will really end the game. I thought for a second that one might have been reeled in by Chris Furr down there. Instead, it was picked off. And Syracuse came up with it. And so now it's really over. Strong with another interception and a big takeaway that will almost certainly ice this one. 27-13. And Syracuse is pretty content, I think, to just let this one run. There's no real reason for either team to actually even be out on the field. But Syracuse will run out and kneel to end the game. Just got to wait for both teams to actually run guys out onto the field for that play. Again, I'm not exactly certain what they're doing on that far sideline with the chain gang. Back and forth and placing the ball at different spots. And
they need some players out there.
Watertown
Syracuse needs some players.
Throwing some players out last minute. Syracuse doesn't have enough guys on the field. And the whistle.
I guess it doesn't matter.
EJ, just know I don't play about you.
And another whistle. And so Syracuse, I believe, kneeled. And the clock is running. Looks like it's going to run out now on what was just an absurd last minute of football where it felt like nothing happened and everything happened all at once. So final score from Sunnycrest Park in Syracuse, New York, East Syracuse. The Syracuse Strong will defeat Watertown for the second time this season. The final score is 27-13. Again, Watertown playing Syracuse really well pretty much all game, and giving up a couple late makes the score look a little bit worse than it actually is. Final score from Syracuse, New York, 27-13. So for everybody at NBC Watertown, for Steve Weed of Steve Weed Productions, and for all of our sponsors for Watertown Red and Black Football, my name is Connor Lalone. We're thrilled you could join us for Gridiron Developmental Football League action between the Watertown Red and Black and the Syracuse Strong. Final score again, 27-13. Thank you, and have a good night.
How you feeling, Jake?
Like I got the worst side.